Hello, fellow watchers and Strictly enjoyers. It's episode number 4 of Strictly Speaking, and Strictly Speaking now presents Movie Night. A lot of people's favourite Strictly night of the year, as we tend to go to the cinemas to get inspiration for the choreography and the dances and the theme, or the looks. Sexy Puss in Boots Graziano, love it.
Rawr.
This week's obviously week 3 of the dancing, so now we expect to see some of the dancers to start to polish up a little bit more. Some of them actually, well, we saw a lot tonight where dancers truly started to actually go, oh fuck, I could actually get eliminated if I keep doing bad, and it finally went, I need to be good now. Stop leaning, you bastard. You're fucking up the frame. Stop leaning. See, if I was a dance teacher, that's what I'd say. Piggy, how's it going, mate?
It's going good. We never really say how are you on this podcast. We just go straight into the dance.
Of course.
But I guess this one's special, I guess, so I'm doing good. I'm sorry if I keep leaning. My back is held on by blue tack at this point.
I mean, it was like me with the old chair. Where the old chair's so dodgy that it just naturally leans like this. So I'm like, oh fuck, I've got to sit straight. Oh, that's not straight. Oh, this is not straight. Hey.
Oh, now you look like an evil dictator just sat in your chair. All you need is a little cat, a little Persian white cat.
I honestly,
yes, we will rule the world.
I'm more. I didn't like cats last year. This year, cats are top of the priority.
When we move in and you want to get a cat, you can feed it, but I will fatten it up.
Same thing.
I know, but I just imagine a little fat butter cat,
Nah, you're not fattening up the cat. It's a cat. It's not a fucking. Where's the fucking seal at?
In your other window.
It's not one of these, motherfucker. It doesn't need to be like this. It's just a cat. I don't want it to fucking stomp around. Graceful, innit? Just like the dancing.
Yeah. I'm doing good. I've changed my setup a little bit, so now you just see Scott Steiner behind me, maybe. I've been doing good. The reason I've changed my setup is because this video is going out before the video, where everything got fucked up. I spilled Rubicon on my laptop yesterday, and I changed my setup a little bit so my drinks are further away.
We need this laptop.
This laptop's got to last me till at least June or July.
Yeah, maybe even a bit further. You never know.
This laptop's going to be held by blue tack by the end of 2024.
Exactly.
Just fucking none of the keys work. It's just the screen's half working.
But the camera works, exactly. It's all you need.
All I see is so you just see half of my face, half of your face. But yeah. Do you want to get into Strictly Speaking? And before we get into it, what is one of your movies that you would dance to? If you had to choose any movie in the world, I'm putting you on the spot, but if you had to choose any movie, what would it be?
I mean, I do this really... I don't exactly know what dance it would be. I think it would be like a waltz. It would be like a elegant... It would be like a very smooth, very slow. But it would also be to the theme of Halloween. And it would be this big emotional story about how, maybe there's some connection with old Michael Myers there. Maybe he's not chasing you because he wants to kill you. Maybe he's chasing you out of love, and he's driven to kill you by love. I don't know. That's genuine. That's genuinely what I'd fucking do.
Oh man, I want to see
the Halloween theme that do. Just it'd be like these sweeping, long arms, elegant. It'd be fucking incredible. What would you pick, mate?
This. Oh, there's a lot. No, you can't do the full song because the movie is of course 18+. But there is one song that sticks out to me, and it sticks out to me since my childhood. Yes, I was a child watching this film. I shouldn't have been. This is why I say the F words now. Of course, if people know it, I'm a big fan of the South Park movie because there's one There's one particular. It's not really a song because they merged three songs into one technically. But it starts off and it's called Louder Systems, where it's the kids thinking about how they're going to fight their parents not to kill Terrence and Philip. Basically, because they see Kenny, and Kenny, just to give backstory, Kenny basically goes, "Yeah, if Terrence and Philip die, Satan will come to Earth and rule the world." It's the most batshit thing ever. And then basically that song is just about them trying to save Terrence and Philip, and then they don't. Is the thing.
I mean, that's a very deep look into both our psyches, both our minds. One's an absolute horror fiend, and the other loves South Park.
Oh, you still on
you
old
can
season.
judge. You can judge who comes out more favorably in this one. But yes, let's get into week 4 of Strictly Speaking. Week 4 of Strictly. Week 3 of the dances, and it's movie night, so we'll get to see your favorite people dressed up in absolutely Batman shit insane costumes. And that is exactly where we'll start. As starting off the night is Nigel and Katja. Nigel Harmon, of course. Very suave, very smooth. Done some very strong and fierce dances all together. You know, hasn't really shown much of a humorous side. But this week he was dancing to the Batman theme and was dancing as pretty much Adam West's Batman. This one was a lot stranger. It was also a jive. I was just kind of stunned. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? You know, not in like, you know, some people be like, oh, cringe. No, not like that. Just kind of like, how and what? I was completely baffled by the outfits. It didn't make any fucking sense to me. But the jive was decent enough, you know. He's clearly been working on his footwork a little bit more. You know, he's a strong dancer, but this one was definitely his worst performance as of yet. But I mean, he was made to play fucking Batman from the 60s.
Yeah.
It was a very strange choice. It felt like maybe this week it was like, all right, you've had your time now, shut the fuck up and you start the night. What did you think of the Batman jive?
See, the thing is, you can only really do the 60s and 80s and early 90s Batman because they're all more comedy. I know the 80s ones want to be taken seriously and the 90s one as well, but they are fucking hilarious. From what I've seen, they're hilarious films. Like, they're not cringy, but they're more campy than, say, Christopher Nolan's Batman. Like, could you imagine him coming out trying to do the Dark Knight trilogy? Like,
yeah, a dance between fucking like Heath Ledger's Joker and Batman as they're trying to murder each other. Like, fuck, yeah, it can't be doing that.
Like, okay, the one I would love, and I haven't seen the film, I haven't seen most Batman films, but the one I would love is the recent Batman film with the Riddler. So the song's just, Ave Maria. I can't do the song, but it's just that, and that's what he has to dance to. Because the scene is, for reference, the scene is he's interrogating Riddler in jail, and fucking Riddler just starts singing Ave Maria for some reason.
Reasonable.
But yeah. The other one I would not do with Batman is the Joker, the one that was released in 2019 or 2018 by Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh yes, the like
I wouldn't do it
type movie. I mean, he did some cool dances. You could probably incorporate that pretty nicely into a like scene, but it would be weird to do it with a partner, you know.
You can do the
what did you give
for
it?
a Joker? For a Joker scene, you can do the fucking one where he shoots the interviewer. It wouldn't work on pre-Watershed, but I'd do it. I said, sorry for the Batman theme, brilliant dance. I like the Adam West effects because for people who know, that's the most famous one. Who's Batman? Yeah. Pow!
Yeah,
kapow!
Exactly. Campy,
clank!
Low budget.
I use wood. Yeah. Like you can very much tell it's the Adam West one. Because the more serious ones like Joker, I'm going to kill you. Why? I hate you. Very emo-y. I have no idea whether to enjoy it or hate it, so I'll just give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I personally give it a 5. It got a 25 from the judges. As said before, it was probably his weakest performance so far. But judging what he's having to play and how he's having to do it. You can see him working on his weaker aspects. He's working on his footwork. Like, he's polishing the foundations. It's just some weeks on Strictly are just going to be worse than the others, simply because obviously some dancers play to your strengths, and this wasn't really the strength of Nigel. He's a very like ballroom, or very like, just get him to look very stern, look very serious, and have him be able to tell a story rather than like him just being Adam West Batman. I just didn't really suit it very well. The way he's characterized is as this like suave gentleman, and that doesn't really apply to like spandex tights and leather pants.
The problem with me, because I don't know if do you know, like when you see Adam West Batman, I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm the only, I can't be the only one in, because it's from Ireland and England, or like around England and Ireland, who sees the fucking, whenever I see Adam West Batman, I think of Del Boy and Rodney. Like from Only Fools and Horses. I can't be the only one. Just the two of them running. And one of them's into Batman, like Adam West Batman 2, and the other one's into Skimpy Robin.
Fucking hell.
But all the dads are gonna be like, fucking great joke, son, great joke. And all the young fans gonna be like, Del Boy and Rodney? Oh,
yeah,
oh.
I don't even have a reference to Del Boy and Rodney, I'll be honest. And I'm older than you. But yeah, this one, and then it segues to a lovely little segment where we see Amy Dowden, who's obviously like dealing with a pretty fierce case of cancer. Going through chemotherapy. Obviously, has been a dancer on the show for I think a while. I'm not entirely sure, but it's like last season she had to work with the absolute plank that was James By. But like all the best to her. It's nice to see her fighting the chemo. Nice to see that she was able to get dressed up all nice, all the makeup done, looking fantastic. It was very, very heartwarming segment, and I wish her the best on a battle with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But thought it was interesting enough to at least mention here. So yeah, hope the rest goes well. Like you could tell that she was very ready to be like, let's fucking fight this. It was fantastic. But quickly aside, we're moving on to Angela Rippon and Kai. They're dancing a quick step to Do Re Mi in The Sound of Music. Obviously there was a funny bit in the like video packages where obviously it's like, oh, we're doing The Sound of Music, and then you have like Angela just like, oh yes, the hills are alive, yes, and then he's just like, Do Re Mi. Ah, you ruined it. Lovely stuff. This one was obviously going to be slightly different because it's a quick step, and so far in the competition, Angela has just very slowly but gracefully gone step through step. Kai just fucking runs about 2 feet around her immediately. Like it's had that very strong dynamic there, and that's how they presented all the dances. They presented them all as less is more. But in this one, obviously she would have to do a little bit more. She would have to, has to have strong footwork, has to be able to move around the dance floor. So it was going to be, it's a good test to see how capable she actually is, or whether Kai's just choreographing a fucking storm. What did you think of Angela's quick step?
I have to find it. I said, I kind of don't know how to feel. It's a good dance, That's all I had. It was a good dance. I've never seen the film. For most of these, I haven't seen the film except for like Men in Black, I think, and Up. But yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10 because I was like, she's not bad, she's not good, better than fucking Les Dennis, but a fucking wooden broom can be better than him.
Yeah, I simply said a test of Angela's dancing fundamentals rather than performance, because obviously that's what's carried her through the last 2 events, Look at me, I'm doing really good, look at me, rather than this one, As I said, you can't hide dodgy footwork in a quick step. It's all about the fast movements, about, having your feet where they need to be, placing them well. It was a strong dance. It was a decent dance. She did a good job, and this doesn't necessarily raise the bar, because the bar's already been set quite high with Angela, because obviously she's performed excellently in all of her previous dances. But, this one is, this one's a continuation. This is her proving that she can dance and she has a lot of the ability rather than her, like I said, just being carried by her sheer star power. I gave it a 6, though. It was, it was good, but it wasn't anything spectacular. And it got a 26 from the judges.
Can I just say, do you know what would have surprised me? Because I don't know how you could do a film about or like a dance about it. But could you imagine just doing "Life Is a Highway" from the Cars film? Life is a highway, and I want to ride it all night long. Like, oh my god, I don't know how you do it because, like, I don't know, but give me it.
I will be a cool dance. I'm not sure why that's the immediate, film night, cool stuff. Cars! Jesus, get me out.
Yeah, I know Cars gets pretty much shit
Cars
on,
in the South Park movie, here we go. Someone's
Next,
seen it. Have you seen any classic cinema? No, I haven't.
I've seen Indiana Jones, does that count?
No.
I've seen Indiana Jones 1, 2, and 4. 5, I should say.
Weird noise outside. But yeah, let's swiftly move on again. Quick step to a paso doble, as we're seeing Zara and Graziano doing the Puss Suite from Puss in Boots, obviously the recent movie, touted as very strong.
No, this is the original. This is not
this
the
is
sequel.
From the original. All right.
Yes, the sequel. The original takes place before the Shrek franchise, and then the sequel takes place after the Shrek franchise, just for people who want to know that timeline.
I'm sure all of the Strictly fans definitely want to know that timeline.
Look, it's classic cinema. Shrek, kicked open the bog door, hey now, you're on us, classic cinema.
But yeah, you could tell. Well, basically, all I've heard about it is there's a lot of Giga Chad memes about the villain in the recent one, which is funny.
Oh yeah, Death.
Nah, not even Death, the other guy. But regardless, this is a topic for another fucking instance. Okay, so obviously a lot of Zara's issues with dancing is she isn't very powerful, She doesn't have much stage presence. She is seemingly very reserved and I don't know. I'm sure she was on Love Island at some point, but she seems like someone who, I'm not saying is destined to be behind the camera, but is destined to be that person who's leading something, but not necessarily as like a fucking teacher, they're on the side, checking the stats, making the fucking notes. Maybe not being a statistician is probably Zara's forte, but simply being, she doesn't really have that commanding presence on the dance floor. She's not really very physically charismatic. She's not very fucking interesting, let's be honest. Sorry, but it's very true. But this dance was much better than it needed to be. Obviously, a paso doble, you get to do a lot more in terms of, you get to add an extra element of performance to it, as it's a very clear story. It's not that hard to tell, because a paso doble, from what I can tell, is simply very angry face and very, fierce movements, very pointed, very strong. It's supposed to be that big, impactful dance. It's why Nigel Harman did it so well in the first week, because, and even Jodie Cundy, who's not that good, did a fairly good job with it as well. He didn't really, but let's be honest. Ultimately, you need to come across as strong. You need to command where you are on the dance floor, and you need to make sure to move accordingly. As I said, this song was a fairly stronger performance. And I did think it was kind of flat-footed. It was very marchy, which I guess is a part of the territory with the paso doble, of course. I thought she also just leaned a bit too much. She kind of just fell into where she was supposed to be. But it was still, it was a much better dance than what she'd done before. And it felt like she fully felt what she was doing, rather than previous weeks where she was just kind of being carried into it. What did you reckon, Piggy?
I originally, just because if I'd seen the movie, I will just say I've seen the movie. But I originally seen Puss in Boots on RTE1. And for people who want to know, if you see a film on RTE1 or Channel 4 or
17
ITV...
adverts.
Yeah, like you get to the good bit of the film, and then it's like, go to Super Value to get your apples and bananas and back to school. I just want to see the fucking film. I just want to see the film. It was like a brief time in ITV, didn't they just air the Mr. Bean second movie for for weeks, just on end, just throughout a year, like. But not for the Mr. Bean movie. I originally hated the original, but I love the sequel, so I like the original now. Um, but holy shit, he did a fucking. You've played Super Mario 64, haven't you? Or you've
Mhm.
at least seen the memes. You know
Yes.
when you grab Bowser by the tail and swing him around, he fucking did that. He grabbed that lady and he swung her around. But he did not say so long, gay Bowser. He just swung her around and threw her, or didn't throw her, sadly. Like it was a Mario swing. Like Jesus. But yeah, it's improved to me. But it's an 8 out of 10 for me, obviously. Probably a bit hesitant because I just like Puss in Boots now. A pussy in a boots.
Recency bias has changed the franchise. I actually loved it the entire time. Always loved Puss in Boots. Favorite character? You hate the first one. Yeah, well, I saw the second one. Now it's all good now. You know, like, just fuck the internet, right? This has always been bad. Don't watch Game of Thrones. The ending's terrible. It's like, yeah, but the build-up's really good, lads. It's really, fuck's sake. Fuck you, internet. You fucking idiots. You can enjoy things whilst it's happening. That's why mate, honestly, it's a big gripe with me personally. But yeah, I gave it a 5. The judges gave it a 25. As said before, it was a much better dance than what she's. Like I said, a lot of these dances now that we're getting into a bit more of the, like, I say it's still only week 3 of actually dancing, but now they've been dancing for 3 weeks. Now a lot of the skills are polishing. A lot of the performance is getting drilled in. People finally understanding where they need to be, when, the timing, the rhythm. People are finally, it's finally clicking in some people's heads if they're not exactly the strongest of dancer. And this dance is a confidence dance. And this will greatly increase her performance. Some people, you could say, will peak with some of these performances, but this is a really big stepping stone into building for the future and keeping her in the competition for a while. I don't think she'll go that far, but I think she'll outlast a lot of the very, very shit dancers.
The very mid.
The very mid dancers, yes. There we are. Next up, we have Leighton and Nikita. They're doing a Viennese waltz to There Are Worse That I Can Do from Greece. Obviously, the story of this dance is it's Rizzo. I don't remember who Rizzo gets with in Greece. Obviously, Rizzo's she's very standoffish, very loud, very, kind of aggressive, takes what she wants kind of character. But I think a lot of the theming in Greece is that as much as she does that, she does just want to be loved and treated well, ultimately. And this was the story of this dance, This was her trying to finally be embraced by someone who was genuinely going to care for her. And they pulled it off very strongly. Obviously, Leighton was dressed up as Rizzo, and Nikita was just dressed up as one of the fucking greasers, of course. Yeah, I said this had a great story, and it really helped, show depth in the storytelling. As so far, a lot of Leighton and Nikita's dances have been, fuck you, look at us dance, we can fucking dance really good. It's like, yeah, but where's the story, though? It's all fluid, it's all lovely, but you're lacking a lot of the big story aspect. You lack, the performance is grand, but it's not telling us anything. And that's kind of where, I think that's probably their weakest aspect. Because yes, you can dance, but we're interested in the performance because it's really good, but we're not interested because you told us an interesting story. And at some point, the wheels are going to fall off, and you need to become a stronger performer. And as said, this was a much better. I thought this was a very out of the comfort zone kind of performance. And it showed the capacity to tell a story rather than just being like, look at me, I can fucking spin really nice. What did you reckon, Piggy?
Again, I've never seen Grease. People who know me, I might be mixing up the plays. for people who know me, my school when I was doing transition year, no, that's not when you transition into a woman and vice versa. Uh, it was basically transition year is it's a cool off period basically. In some schools it's what's the word? You're allowed to skip it. In some schools it's compulsory where you have to do it. I don't know what the example would be in
Yeah, I've
British schools,
never heard of this.
but basically, so when you do fourth year, they kind of go, yeah, you do a week of work experience, yeah, then we set you up for fifth year and sixth year where you do your leaving cert. They kind of want to bring in now where you do your leaving cert at the start of fourth year and it's the rest of your school year. But anyway, yeah, my school apparently did Greece and they went, oh, Piggy, do you want to do Greece? Haha, fuck off. I refused. I did not show up for any of the rehearsals. I didn't show up for any of the auditions. I strictly remember this. Hey, I strictly remember this. They went, so we had, so it was all the lads. It was all the lads in my class, and they went, okay, John, you go first. John, you sing for us. You
Carry on.
sing, John. So John went singing first, and then obviously they go to Bobby, who sings next, and then they go to me. Oh yeah, Piggy, sing. I just yeah, they go, Piggy, sing, and I go, I'm not doing it. And they go, you have to do it. And I went, don't have to do anything, mate. So I refused. I fucking refused. And then my teacher was like, you're not comparing, you're not working with us. And I went, I don't want to do this year. I just want to leave school. I just want to go into fifth year, please. And then the minute the pandemic hit, I remember it so well, and I will always tell this story. I remember I was on a bus in Portlaoise. That's going to mean nothing unless you're in Ireland. So on a bus in Portlaoise, I remember I got some cookies out of Aldi. Oh, they were lovely cookies. And I remember this so well. I remember sitting on the bus, and the radio was playing downstairs, and over the speaker, the Taoiseach, Martin Hayden, not Martin Hayden, I forget who it was. The Taoiseach has advised that all schools will shut permanently from today for 2 weeks. And I just text my best friend Matthew like, we fucking won. We don't have to do the play. We won. I did the fucking yeah. Let's go.
Did the old Les Dennis get eliminated?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. Like that's my favorite thing about Greece is just the fact I didn't have to do Greece. I brought the chairs up so people could sit down. I did that, but I didn't like when they asked me, "Oh, will you show up? Will you show up on the night?" And like Greek people like, "Oh, see, I have a stream to watch." Oh, whose stream? Aqua Dreams. That's not a lie. I actually said that. They said, "What will you be doing the night of the performances?" Oh, I'll be drinking a hot chocolate and watching my favorite friend Aqua Dreams. And they went, "Who's Aqua Dreams?"
and I went, it's me. Pull up the tape, Jeffrey. Pull up the tape.
But yeah,
he's not doing Grease, you fuckers.
But yeah, I only know Grease from parodies, and I will continue to only know Grease from parodies. Famous example for me is Keith Lemon and Paddy McGuinness. I think that's his name, the big lanky fucker from Phoenix Nights. He was with Peter Kay. He was like famous with Peter Kay. Where they did a Grease parody. That's all I really know Grease from. And obviously I've seen a musical of Grease when I was in 6th class. So yeah, I'll again only see Grease through parodies, but personally I give it a 9 out of 10. But it's just all one of the memories to me.
Just because you got the shit on Grease. I gave it a 7 out of 10, and it got a 28 from the judges. Like I said, the worst performance they've done so far, but it's because the bar is so high that you're fucking up this basic stuff. Like, you know, it was a good step towards making Leighton a better performer, as it seems like. You know, I'm not saying he's not coasting. Obviously, he's doing really well, but it's like the confidence needs to be slightly knocked now so that he can go, Nikita is the professional dancer here. I need to follow Nikita. Just because I know some things doesn't mean I know everything. Maybe I should listen to the fucking professional.
Again,
I just want to actually say I like Grease. I've kind of in my past I've comically overhated Grease, but it's mostly because I laugh at all the extras being like 40-year-old men. if you look in the background of any like Grease shots, just like well, what are you doing, Danny? And then it's like a fucking 40-year-old man in a varsity jacket. Oh, buckles me to no end.
It's like
tell me more. Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Like, I do like Grease. It's good. It's I saw it. I watched the movie a bunch. I've obviously seen I saw it done on like stage in a theater. Pretty good stuff. Good stuff. Found the Sandy very attractive in the leather, as we all did. Come on now, let's be honest. But yeah, I should watch more musicals simply. I like musicals; they're good fun.
What I wanted to say was that was the thing though, in like from the 60s to like 2000s, where you fucking watch a film and it's like Peter Parker is just just a normal teenager, and Tobey Maguire's like 26, and you're like, yeah, it was like you watch a Disney film, he's just an average boy. By age is he 54, and you go.
Got to ask, mate. Stop leaning into the microphone, please.
Yeah, I will.
Please stop leaning into the microphone, as that's the darkest point of your fucking camera. So everything becomes dark. Gentle request. I will yell at you if it continues. We're professionals here. I like Grease. Yeah. Grease was good. The dance was strong. It was a very interesting, like I said, it was a good storytelling performance, which is something they've lacked so far. So ultimately, 7 out of 10, 28 from the judges, lowest score so far. But like I said, a good step towards the future, a good step towards becoming more complete. I
think they can be great dancers. It just depends if they want to continue, if that makes sense. If they want to keep improving. Yeah. If they're just going to go, what do you do? I dance, baby. Ooh, can you do more? No.
Yeah, it's they have a very strong core, but once you're that good, you kind of go, I can fucking do this easily then. And it's whether they keep being driven to say, fuck you, we're the best.
It's like when Hollywood goes, all right, we want someone new for this film. Who do we get? We were doing a reboot. Dwayne Johnson. Okay, Dwayne, can you like act like Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones? No. What can you do? I'm big, I'm muscly, and I'm sexy. You're hired. And then you're like, please, Dwayne, just do something else.
That's a very, very ham-fisted way to get Piggy to be allowed to be upset about Dwayne The Rock possibly being Indiana Jones. One of Piggy's favourite movie franchises. Get that in there. I gotta say Indiana.
The only thing I liked about Dwayne The Rock Johnson was when he was in Fast and Furious 7, I want to say, and it was like him versus Jason Statham's character. And they were doing he was doing his finishers on like Jason Statham, so he did a rock bottom through a fucking glass table, and I'm like, in what reality could in a shoot fight, in a real fight, could you just grab someone and just rock bottom them? I loved it though. It was the only time I liked The Rock.
Just gonna let Piggy sit with that one. All the Strictly fans turned off. Next up, we have Angela Scanlon and Carlos dancing the Charleston to "Who's Got the Pain?" From Damn Yankee. Absolutely no idea. It seemed like a very old timey, like kind of movie settings. I mean, it looked like a proper 60s fucking like musical. Had some choreography with like some hats. Obviously, they're having to do some choreography around some hats, which is always interesting. When, yeah, sure, a lot of these people do have good like eye-feet coordination, but can they both move their legs and their arms at the same time and do it in the same fucking rhythm? Damn Yankees was made in 1955. There we are.
We weren't even born.
It's not hard though. It's only last 23 odd years maximum. I said that this Charleston was very good. Obviously we saw a difference where, okay, this dance is supposed to be in sync. They're both doing the exact same moves. So Angela to be able to match Carlos, who, professional fucking dancer, to manage to keep on the same level and a similar level is a genuine, like, a very good, sign to see how much talent she actually has as a dancer. I just wrote great footwork from both, very exciting. It was a fantastic performance and perhaps the best Charleston we've seen. Not very hard. We've seen some very mid Charleston so far. Bobby's was probably the best one before this. I said a great show of chemistry and trust between the performance and well executed. My favourite bit in the after segment was obviously Carlos explaining, like, yeah, Angela had to keep up with me, and everybody's like, haha, fucking hell, Carlos. And he just went, oh yeah, that sounds really cocky, doesn't it? But, it's a very genuine point. He's a professional dancer. She's been dancing for 3 weeks.
I just have that was fun. Never seen this movie. Don't know what it is. Probably gonna forget it about 10 minutes after this recording.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
what did it get?
What did it get? It got 26 from the... Wait, what? No, am I on the right one? Hold on here. Just give me 1 second. It got a 35 from the judges.
What did it get from you?
It got a 10 out of 10.
That's just, mate, that's not even on the paper, is it? He's not even written it down.
10 out of 10. Look, it's on my phone.
All right. Quickly, just 10. That's what I gave it a 9 personally. Very strong, but ultimately, I don't know. For it to be, I don't know. I was a lot more generous with 10s like last week and the week before, and this one I was a bit tired in prep. So I was watching it. I'm just kind of like, I don't have the energy to be my wanky judge self. I'm not feeling the vibe. I've not got the vibe.
I'm getting your vibe.
I wasn't necessarily feeling it as much, so perhaps I've undersold a lot of these dances, but that one was genuinely very strong. There's one rather controversial take later on that I'm not entirely sure of, but we'll get into that very shortly. Next up, we have Amanda and Giovanni dancing the rumba to Out of Reach, and that's from Bridget Jones' Diary. Amanda is a absolute fucking star. She's really talented, a dancer, and she has a lot of the qualities that are obviously gonna send her quite deep into this competition. She is she does command a dance floor. She knows she doesn't ever feel out of play. She doesn't feel out of time. She doesn't feel like she gets confused or a bit blinded by the shining lights. And this week it was shown even more so, as she was given so much room to just dance by herself. And a lot of the celebrities and whatnot would be absolutely fucking mortified if you went, hey Christian, you're gonna have to dance by yourself. And you're like, what? No, I'm not fucking doing that. I can't do that. But obviously fucking Amanda just completely stole it. The lift, I swear I think there was a lift. Essentially, it was elegant, graceful, and carried by star power. I said it was a fantastic job, and she continues to be not necessarily the dark horse, but I feel like she will surprise everyone because she's just consistently good with very few missteps.
I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. She nailed it, in my opinion. I've never seen the movie, but I think she looked good doing it.
Fucking, I'll never not laugh at your fucking rankings. Fucking nailed it. 6 out of 10. You gave Puss in Boots a 9. Fucking hell.
I gave Puss in Boots an 8.
Exactly. This was so much better. Good lord. Also, it was nice to see a rumba, because a rumba's a notoriously hard dance to do. But no, it was very good. It was a very strong dance. Next up, we have Nikita and Gorka doing the Jive to Kids in America by Clueless. Obviously, Nikita has been I don't know if she's been underwhelming necessarily, but it feels like a lot of the confidence and the natural ability that a lot of people seem to have, because a lot of the base level of this year's show has actually been quite strong. Like, obviously, Les Dennis was the weakest dancer, but he wasn't, like, and he was shit. But, like, it's not like, there's not multiple Les Dennises on the show. Like, the baseline level of all the people's dancing is, it's actually quite strong. But Nikita obviously has seemingly had to build herself up a lot to get to this point. Like, I've been saying that most people haven't fully realized that they're actually on Strictly, and I still think it rings true, especially for Nikita, as it feels like she's never really been able to give exactly what she wants to the dance. Like, it feels like she's always, like, having to, like, cling on rather than actually, like, nailing it. Like, and it started off a bit slow, it was a bit rough, but confidence did build during the dance. The character work was good, but like she didn't really do much. You know, a lot of the judges harp on about it's like just extend the fucking arms fully. You know, like extend the legs, make the kicks a bit more pronounced. But this dance, you can tell that she felt it a lot like more than any of the previous ones. It's just kind of, it's now time to make it or break it, essentially. Like, this, I strongly believe, is probably, I'm not saying she's getting eliminated, because I don't think she will, but I do think that she will probably be gone next week, you know, like, it's make or break. She has to dramatically improve in the next dance. She does, otherwise she's gone, because it's just, like, each season we have elite dancers, and each season we have completely mid ones, and Nikita is very mid. There's just really nothing spectacular about her. I'm sure if she had more time to build up her confidence for this, we'd get a much better performance, but in the stage that she's in, it's just very, very mid.
I just put good dance, very good dance. Give it a 6 out of 10.
Back in it. It got a 4 from me and a 21 from the judges. Fairly low score again. It's just, this is her ceiling. She's already reached the ceiling. It's whether she'll actually break through or not. And I'm not really, I don't have much confidence in her doing that. She's shown glimpses of being good, but there's too much self-doubt. There's too much, you know when you're not really feeling something, when you don't feel like you're able to fully commit to it, you know? I don't think she's been able to fully commit to any of the things that she's had to do just yet. I said that last week was a confidence builder. Well, her being in the bottom 2 immediately fucking ruined the confidence and just absolutely struck her right back down here when she was a bit elevated. But yeah, it was at least the song choice was good. And it was also nice to see the Clueless outfits, you know, the yellow and the black. It was a cool little. It was all dressed up very nicely.
I just can't stop laughing now whenever I get my score, because I just look at my phone and then I look up and all I see in the fact that just that's all I see. It makes me laugh.
You just see me like really, homie, really hitting that with a fucking 8 out of 10.
yeah, I'm like, Ash, I think it was an 8 out of 10. He's just.
I'm the stern one of this Strictly pairing. It's how it works. Next up, we have Ellie and Vito. They're doing a Viennese waltz to Waiting on a Miracle by Encanto. Fun fact, I asked Piggy what Encanto was, and Piggy said, it's a film. Nice. Cheers for that one. Nail that one. Like, technically, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong at all. It's very correct. But it's also not very fucking helpful.
I was supposed to say it's a Disney film, but my mind just meant to say it's a film. The favourite one that Ash will always bring up is the fact that we were in a call with Slater, one of our good friends, probably not watching this channel. They don't like soaps, and they went, "Why is it called WWE HD?" And I just went, "Because it's high definition." I know
Because it's
that.
WWE high definition. Sound.
But...
It's the answers that you ask a question, you're like, oh, well, oh, they're you know, they're building up, they're gonna talk, they're gonna say something really profound. Now, nice. You can't even be upset because it did answer the question. It answered the question, but does it really answer? Does it really answer your question? Not really. But yes, this was Ellie and Vito dancing to Encanto. Obviously, Ellie has shown very strong form and has been very capable a dancer. And I simply said it was a very charming dance and a very big achievement. Ellie is a very strong dancer and manages to make all of it flow. It was a magical dance that it nearly completely took us. Well, I was nearly completely sucked in. But just like Leighton and Nikita, I do want them to focus on more of a story-like dance. I just feel like I don't feel like a lot of these dancers who are very good have done a dance that has really sucked everybody in and made them believe in what they're watching, you know. Like the story is looped in, it's really good, really strong. And it makes a, the story aspect can make a very mid dance into a very strong, compelling argument. And that's what I think I would like to see. I think I'd just like Nikita and Leighton. I think that element is fairly underdeveloped. But I mean, there's a lot of the aspects that show that she is going to be very good. I guess I'd compare her to, Maisie Smith. I compare her to the Tiffany actor from EastEnders, the Tiffany Butcher.
Did you call Ellie and Vito fucking? You called them something else.
Well, no, I was comparing them to Leighton and Nikita with their general lack of storytelling.
I was like, can I be the can I be the wanky one now and just go? Actually, I'll have you know.
No, I knew what you were thinking. Yeah, what did you think of this dance?
Again, just my campy usual self. It was a good dance. 5 out of 10.
Piggy is easily convinced.
I can't wait. I can't wait for do you want to make calendars, Piggy? Sure. Yeah, don't sell. Austin skimpy outfits, sexy poses, 2025 calendars, 1 copy sold. Piggy, your fault. Yeah, I know. I was head on too easily. You said you'd give me a chocolate bar if I agreed.
This dance was... I gave it a 9 out of 10, personally. I thought it was nearly there. It was nearly very incredible, but ultimately it didn't fully hit the mark. Like I said, that storytelling element, let's just nurture that a little bit more, and like I said, a more complete dancer. Got a 33 from the judges. One thing that was funny is in the camera shots, there was 2 Coronation Street actors from there. You had Coulson Smith, who plays Craig Tinker on the show. And you also had Brooke Vincent, who played Sophie Webster. And I was like, oh, they've been shown on the camera. I wonder if they'll get mentioned, and then went, wait, hold on, this is on BBC. They're not shouting out the fucking Coronation Street stars at all. But at least they were on camera. It was funny to see. But yeah, it's continuing to show good form. I
just wish, because I know it's not probably a competitive thing, it's just you don't want them to go to the other channel, but I wish kind of soaps were just, or not soaps, but the companies like BBC, ITV, and whatever Channel 4 is one, I wish they were just acknowledge each other and stop being like, this is BBC, we refuse to acknowledge.
I still think it would be absolutely mental if you did see someone like, I'm leaving, I'm going up north, and then you see an EastEnders star in that role that they're in EastEnders in Coronation Street or something. It would be fucking mental. in Japanese wrestling, where like these wrestlers will go on an excursion, so they'll go to the UK, they'll go to America, and they'll grow their trade. It would be fucking wild if you saw like, Phil, I'm gonna have to go on the run, and then Phil's like in fucking Coronation Street, like, hello. It'd be absolute fucking ludicrous scenes. Obviously, you can't do it. Like, you'd have to loan them to the place. You wouldn't like just go, yeah, you can have Steve McFadden. You'd be like, nah, he's ours, but you can have him for a bit.
I would love to see that in soaps, but the problem would be, in my opinion, would definitely be trying to settle out the money. Because if you're like, do I give you royalty rights for airing our character or star on your show?
And honestly, the main issue would be is thematically, would they fit? Like, yeah. I'm not saying Phil Mitchell. I'm just using the broadest of stars. I'm not saying Phil Mitchell would not fit in fucking Hollyoaks where everything's going a mile a minute, but you know, it wouldn't really fit there whatsoever. But it would be funny. But there we are. That's
well, like
that.
It would be like, I think the idea is great. It's just how, like, logistically, again, like you were saying about wrestling, it's like when people go, oh, wouldn't it be funny if WWE brought this star and give them to AEW? And you're like, yeah, but if you look at it logically, it's like, would WWE agree to go, yeah, you can have Roman Reigns AEW for like 6 months? Would they go, you can have them? They go, fuck no. It's the same.
Yeah, exactly. With, like, it's like you want to protect your main attractions, and ultimately, if you can, you know, you wouldn't like you don't. You don't say, oh, here's my mate, but like you can have him for 6 months, and then suddenly you get him back, and he's no longer your mate anymore because he's been swanning it up there. But yeah, let's not spend too. It's an interesting topic. I do think we should do a video on crossovers in soap at some point on the channel. Like, let's pencil that down as an idea. But let's not spend too long on this.
Yeah, it would. Again, but the best thing is at least main characters leave the show. So like if Steve McFadden left, at least he'd get a big fat contract from like ITV or.
Oh yeah, of course.
He wouldn't be Phil Mitchell, but he'd be like Mil Filchel, like, you know, it'd be different.
My favourite commenter, Phil Snitchell. Fantastic. Great A stuff.
Could you imagine they don't call him Phil, they call him like Peggy, and they couldn't get Mitchell, so they call him like Peggy Butcher.
Yeah, let's not spend too long on this. From one soap star to another, we go from Ellie and Vito to Bobby and Diane. Bobby, who obviously just departed EastEnders for now. He's now been written out, so, you know, he's all ready to go. He was already, like, this was all done before. Like, it's not like he's now suddenly freed up, but, you know, that's interesting enough. They're doing I believe it's the first Samba of the season. They're doing it to Young Hearts Run Free, from Romeo and Juliet. A Samba is a very hip dance. I'm certain that doesn't sound right in the context. It's a very hip-centric dance, you know? Like, you better be able to move those fucking hips. You better be able to fucking, like, hit this. Otherwise, it's just not happening for you. It's a very, like, rolling kind of dance. And it's quite a sensual one at that.
Yeah.
Simply saying for this, Bobby's got some fucking hips. It's unreasonable. He's rolling it left and right, like... Fucking hell. I don't know where he's been hiding them the whole time. Like, they've never truly been unleashed till now. The Samba, fucking, he unveiled a new lease of life. But honestly, Bobby's got this really good ability at... I feel like performing's very natural for him. So, obviously, whenever he is performing, he's so happy to fucking be there. Like, he's never... Every single dance he's done so far, he has looked and felt like he's given it every single thing he possibly can. And that's why it's been, like, such a joy to watch it. This performance re-established Bobby as a genuine contender and reminded us that, admittedly, he's had some fairly, like... You know, he's been quite mid, but he hasn't really been a star so far. But this week kind of reminds us, like, oh yeah, shit, Bobby's here to play, Bobby's here to win.
Yeah, like, again, personally, like, again, if he leaves the extenders permanently, if I was ITV or Coronation, or not Coronation Street, if I was ITV or Channel 4, whoever runs Channel 4, I would immediately go, fuck you, can we have him? Like, if he ever left, he is destined to be a star. And I would fight anyone on that. He can dance, he can act. Like before, I just thought Bobby was a comedic, or Bobby Brazier was just a comedic, like, actor race. He does the funny scenes. It's like, oh my god, you had sex, holy moly! But like the minute I seen him with the Theo Hawthorne and he hits him with the not the frying pan. That's Arthur Fowler who gets hit when he hits him with the iron. I'm like, holy, you've been. It's just like his dancing. You've been hiding this skill beneath you. But again, he is destined.
Yeah, it's a big surprise at how capable he actually is. You know, it's like, oh fuck, yeah, he's actually really good. Like, he's really talented at this.
Yeah, like, he is, again, I don't say this about many stars because I don't see many UK stars breaking into international stardom, because you're not really international stardom if you're a UK celebrity, let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's about as low as the bat can go. But if he can somehow break that barrier and become, like, famous in America, not like a household name, but like you like an American watching this, and you see Bobby Brazier gonna be in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you'd go, holy shit, Bobby Brazier's in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I'd go see that because Bobby Brazier's in it. Like, I hope that's what he becomes. I hope it's not just you're doing extended for 30 years and then we're gonna let you go when you're shriveled up, you're old, and we squeezed all the juice out of you. I hope that's not the case. I hope hopefully he can break out.
I like how a lot of the conversations about Bobby Brazier is not necessarily ever about the dancing. It's more so about that he's just got a sheer, like, star power that, like, you naturally want him to do more. You want him to do better. And you want him to, like, flourish. And that's, you know, it's a good sentiment. But as for the dances, it was the hips were fucking immaculate. They were ridiculously good. The footwork was very strong. I do think he got a little bit swept up in the dance. I think, like, he was enjoying himself so much that he could have sharpened up. I know I just said good footwork, but I read my notes wrong. He could have sharpened up on the feet. He could have sharpened up on some of the movements. But, like, the sheer energy and how much it looked like he enjoyed it just carried it entirely. I said this is a breakout performance and a reminder of how much potential he has if it is actually unlocked. I gave it a 9, and the judges gave it a 32. What did you give it, Piggy?
Well, again, I think he is one of my favourites. He's no Nikita and Leighton, but he is one of my favourites. Like, whenever I thought it's either 2 to Nikita or Leighton and 1 to Bobby, or vice versa.
You can vote all 3 on one person.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
there's a plus button.
I was voting for 3
plus
people.
Button. You can vote for as many. You can vote for 3 people. You can vote for 2 people. You can vote for one person twice, and then another person once, or you can vote for one person.
The
3
more
times.
you know.
But yeah, I voted for him, obviously. It was a very good dance. He's got hips. Like, again, Bobby, if you're seeing this, which you're not, you've better things to do. Just
none of you people actually watching it though. You guys have nothing to do. Watch our shit. Waste your time. It's us.
Just again, you're a very good dancer, and I love it. You weren't as caked up, but that doesn't matter. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10. Damn hips. It was like seeing a kebab being spun around. The kebab meat. Oh.
Next up, we have Jodie and Javita. Piggy asked me whilst this going, "Who's Jodie?" And I went, "Yes." but then simply went, yeah, but Javita though. Like, it's funny stuff. They were doing an American Smooth to Married Life. And obviously it was themed around the movie Up. Good movie. Watched it about once. Didn't understand it, but respect how That movie's fucking deep, man. I'm glad I didn't understand it at the time. Because we were watching it as a class. And imagine if I was getting fully hit with a message and, mate, I'll be fucking crying my eyes out. I can't be dealing with that attention whilst I've gone through a spiritual experience watching the movie that is Up.
I'm glad, since Disney like to reboot films or make sequels or prequels, I'm glad that they've kind of steered away from doing Up. Like, I know he's got a spin-off show, Doug the Dog has, but I'm glad it hasn't got a full-on sequel or a prequel, because I think Up is one of the films that you do not touch. Like, again, you can fucking ruin Toy Story. I don't give a shit. I'll still watch Toy Story, no matter what you do to it. You could literally
Sorry, the thing that buckled me is just why the fuck has the dog got a spin-off show?
Yeah, they kept Doug the Dog.
Yeah, Doug the Dog is a spin-off show. Who the fuck is Doug the Dog? Obviously, I know who he is, but like, what the fuck's he doing getting a spin-off show? He just said squirrel. That's all he did. Fucking hell, Disney, you wankers.
The guy who obviously played the lead character on Up, I forget the guy's name, the actor and the person, Carol, I think it is, the old man. Doug
should
the
have
dog
been played by Eugene
show.
Levy in the live-action reboot. Fucking eyebrows McGee, perfect look for it. Oh yeah, it's just side. Carry on.
Yeah, I think the old man from Up is sadly dead. The voice actor is, so his last performance was not in the Up movie. It was sadly in Doug the Dog's spin-off show, which I still have yet to finish. But it seems like a good series. But yeah, please do not touch that unless you're making a live action. I'd love to see that house flying in live action. just some guys on set like being blown away.
We're not here to talk about Up. We're here to talk about the dance that actually happened, as it is Strictly. And, well, strictly speaking, a lot of the build-up to this dance was mostly just that Jodie's like leg had got an infection, so he was only able to put 2 days in of work on this dance. And I wasn't expecting much, but like I essentially went, it will be showing of how much of a performer he is if he manages to, on just 2 days, be able to actually deliver a fairly good performance. And I thought he did very well. It was probably the perfect dance to not have much time to, because it was a American Smooth, it's a very like long drawn, like kind of like just a lot of like close contact, the line, all that shit. But like they did a really good way of putting the story of Up into the dance. I thought they did a good job of that, and that helped a rather unremarkable dance. But he did only have 2 days to do it, so like that gets a lot of credit. It got a 5 from me.
I literally had a higher score for this, but I just went, I loved it. Still wish he was flying after the dance. Like, I still wish he was up in the air, like holding on by balloons. Oh, obviously I want like fucking cables holding him in actuality, so he doesn't just boom. But just putting out there. Well, yeah, still wish he was flying. He kind of that thing where he's up in the air. He's like, "What do you want, judges? I love this. I love this." And he's like high up. Not very high, like about a few feet off the ground.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4 out of 10. It was good. Just please don't reboot Up unless you're doing another spin-off of Doug the Dog. I think it's called Doug Days.
Fuck's sake. They got a 20 from the judges. All right, next up we have probably the most
controversial.
This dance. I'm not saying this dance absolutely screamed of a bit of like reality TV editing. But the build up to this dance, this is Eddie and Karen. They're dancing a couple's choice, and that is to the theme of Men in Black, obviously from Men in Black. And a lot of the build to this, like, this package was him saying about how, he's the first like African comedian to like to headline a British show in the O2, you know, like, oh, it's a really big, impactful moment, and, you know, how he owes it all to his family, and it's all important about his family. And, like, you know, and as we'll come to see, you know, the dance, it was a good enough dance. It played to his strengths dramatically. It was very explosive, you know. It was a lot more focused than last week. So obviously last week, the judges were like, I don't know what you were trying to do here, but this was very, like, they knew exactly what they needed to do. Like, there wasn't any gray areas. It was just a very strong, very, like, infectious, like, energetic kind of dance. And I just said the energy was infectious. I'm also that Men in Black song is a massive guilty pleasure of mine. I absolutely love it for some reason. Like, it's an absolute tune. Guilty pleasure, of course. But the most controversial bit for me is it got a fucking 10 from Shirley. And I don't know what the fuck they were watching. And yes, they're dance pros. They've been professional dancers for years. A fucking 10. I just felt a bit fucking ham-fisted in there. Like, oh, it's all for my family. You know, I worked so hard to be here. It's about my family. My family's, you know, I'm dancing how I want to dance. And got a 10. Nah. I gave it a 6. It was mid as fuck. It wasn't that good. I don't get swept up in the story with the dance wasn't that interesting, but, like, the build, like, oh, it's my family. It wasn't that good. I guess that, you know, it looks good now Shirley's given a 10 to the man who's glorifying his family for allowing him to get to this point, you know. Like, obviously looks really good if you're the fucking judges and you give that a 10. But, nah. I thought the dance was a bit shit.
Oh, I didn't know whether you were going to give your opinion. I have seen the original Man in Black. I have probably seen the sequel. Didn't know Johnny Knoxville was in the sequel, but he is, and I was like, holy crap, he's in the sequel. Would love to see someone do a jackass dance, but again, don't know how you do that, but would be funny. Have seen Men in Black 3. Have not seen the one with Chris Hemsworth and that lady, because I just don't want to ruin the Men in Black franchise. But yeah, loved it. Not much to say. Just a 6 out of 10.
I'm still up. So why did it get a 10? It wasn't that good. It was shit.
Something I want to bring up is I complained about the Nirvana cover, but now I can say this. I just remember watching this and Ash was eating his din-dins.
Yes.
And like,
I was a little bit upset about I didn't like the Men in Black cover. All right. It was too understated. It wasn't big enough. It wasn't loud enough. This was Eddie's big, like, coming out dance. Like, yeah, I'm fucking doing it. You know, fucking hips moving, flowing. And you get, like, Men in Black. It's like, nah, make it louder, make it bolder. If you're really needing to, you've given him all the tits he can possibly have. Why aren't you giving the song tits?
Because they not just got Jada Smith.
The song's she's too famous for this shit.
No, Jada Smith, the guy.
Oh yeah, Jaden. I say that because but they do have Jada. No, they don't. They don't. What am I talking about? I swear there's like a Jada Smith as well. Because obviously Will and fucking they gave them shit names where they had their name in the kid's name. So obviously you have Will, who's Willow, and it's like sound. And you have Jada Smith and then you have Jaden, and it's like, can you lot grow up, please? Can you stop wanking yourself off over your kids? You can see the trauma going. Have you heard any of Willow's music? There's some fucking deep trauma there. Like, what you been doing fucking up their lives? Fuck you, Will Smith and Jada. You wankers. Happy life, is it? Don't fucking think so.
I just want to say That when people go, have you? When people go to me, oh Piggy, have you seen the Karate Kid? You know the one, the original one, the original one. I go, yeah, yeah, I've seen Karate Kid. Yeah, oh, okay, which one have you seen? The one with Jaden Smith. Which one? The one with Jaden Smith. I didn't quite hear that. The one with Jaden Smith. Oh, you and you.
I mean,
Then
I
someone
have
ever
I have held that elitism with the original Karate Kid versus the one with Jaden Smith.
isn't Jackie
He's just a
Chan
bit
in?
too young. Oh yeah, Jackie Chan's like Mr. Miyagi in the
Oh,
second one.
I love Jackie Chan.
I don't.
He's so shit an actor, but he's so good.
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
but
I don't know why this segment turned to a scathing rant on fucking Will and Jade Smith. Stop fucking up your kids' lives, god damn it!
20s now, it's fine.
Why did this get a 10? Eddie and Karen, they're not. They don't even have good chemistry together. They're two completely different people. But it was interesting enough. They had good chemistry, I guess. But like, nah, fuck this dance. Like, it smells like some fucking fuckery in the editing room. Like, let's big up this dance to make it really big, and then we can play it in a promo package if you win. We could say this was the breakout dance. But to get the first 10, though, he's not that good. Wankers. Oh, Jesus. Only 3 left, though. Only 3 left. As next up, we have Annabelle and Johannes. Johannes, I don't know how to say his name. I do try to listen, but some people call him Jojo, and I'm like, that's not helping me out. Come on now, Claudia. Get that fucking hair out of your eyes and do your job properly.
Johannes, I believe his name is.
Yes, they were doing a waltz to Moon River. Nailed it, mate. There we are. This one's self-5, that one. And this is obviously from Breakfast at Tiffany's. Annabelle is obviously dressed as Audrey Hepburn, you know, fucking icon of cinema, like class, elegance, just beautiful. And they managed to do a really good job of this one. I essentially went to carry out an Audrey Hepburn character and to Moon River. Like, that must have been they must have been absolutely fucking thrilled to be able to do that. I just went, this dance needs to be crisp, smooth, and beautiful. And I just went, yeah, it was graceful and beautiful, and it was a massive improvement. The dance was given a lot of time to breathe and ooze, like, the story that they were trying to put out there. It was a very, like, sensual and together. Like, they work well together. I do think this is Annabelle's ceiling, though, again. Like, I don't feel like she's getting much better than this. I can't imagine her being very good with, like, the quick step or, like, you know, a lot of the more up-tempo dances. But get her in a ballroom, get her in a waltz, get her in, get her in these sorts of dances. I think she'll, like, flourish. But ultimately, you can't always just do the shit that you're good at, because sometimes you need to do the other stuff.
I just thought it was mid, personally.
Yeah, I remember you, like, yeah, it was fairly mid. And I'm like, nah, this was beautiful, Piggy. It's beautiful.
It's like when someone goes, look at my baby. What do you think of my baby? And you're supposed to go, oh, she's a lovely baby. But I always just go, yeah, she's an ugly baby. Like, I'm kind of like that, where people are like, what do you think of my child? Get your fucking child away from me, please.
Well, I'm just simply, I'm quite terrified at the idea of just completely missing something. Like, I want to appreciate things whilst we have it, as it's good, as it's fantastic. And that's generally what this kind of was. It was pretty fun. It was pretty well pieced together. Like, it was a solid dance. It was a good upgrade. It was a good, important, like I said, a lot of the mainstays of week 1 and week 2, a lot of the people who were dramatically better than the rest, it feels like the playing field's kind of leveled out a bit more, as a lot of the people who weren't necessarily fully into it, weren't fully, like, they didn't recognize the opportunity that they have, like, they weren't grasping it. Now it feels like a lot of those people have just leveled up their game a bit more, and now they're proven that they actually have a reason to be there. This got a 7 from me and a 30 from the judges.
Got a 4 for me. Yeah.
There we are. I thought you were going to add a bit more to that, but that's fine. Next up, we have Adam and Luba. They're dancing a jive to Take On Me from the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Not the classic 93 one or whatever. The classic live action one.
Not even the Super Mario show with my boy, what the fuck is his name? Captain Lou Albana, or Albono, whatever you want to call him.
Albono. Al fucking Bono. This dance.
I was thinking like, oh, Bono. Bono, you're trying to say Bono, aren't you, Piggy? To myself. It's like you're saying Bono, so I went Albono. But yeah, people look at it and do the Super Mario dance. Oh, swing your arms side to side. Do the Mario dance.
Exactly. This dance showed a lot more from Adam. It plays to a lot more of his strengths and his infectious enthusiasm. His footwork was a lot stronger, and you can see that he is progressing. As I've been stressing the entire show, it feels like he's finally realized he's actually on Strictly, and he's now actually able to take in everything like Luba's trying to tell him. Because ultimately before he's kind of just starstruck, yeah, and then fucking Luba's like, mate, no, come on. You will fucking leave if you don't get this. And he's like, okay, alright, I'm ready now. But yeah, he's on the way forward, and this now demands, essentially, I know I've been saying, there's the fucking proverbial bar, but his has now been raised, as we didn't realize he could put something together like this. I don't think he'll get much better, ultimately. I do think he just struggles with a lot of the fundamentals and doesn't really understand the whole picture of the Strictly. But ultimately he's average, but he's getting better, which is all you can ask for.
My thoughts is I loved it. Do wish it was Peaches, but I understand you can't really have pages as you're trying to dance, because I don't know if you would in that situation, but if I had Jack Black's Peaches or the guy trying to impersonate it singing it, I would buckle on stage. I would buckle immediately. Just the guy screaming Peaches would absolutely fucking make me just giggle and get out of character. But yeah, I loved it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. It's a good anything Mario and Luigi related I might like. I don't know who I'd be in that situation, because the Super Mario Bros. Fandom has very much made themselves canonized that Luigi likes getting pegged. So take that as you will. So I guess I'm Luigi and he's Mario.
I mean, I always naturally see myself as more of a supportive role, but ultimately, I guess I just like to think of the bigger picture a little bit more. And I don't know, can't really be Luigi, so I guess I'm Mario, motherfuckers.
You could be Wario or Waluigi.
I don't really have the schnoz. I have the Waluigi schnoz. Let's be fucking. This nose is a perfect Waluigi nose. That's what what I'm fucking saying. Look at me go. Perfect casting for Waluigi right here.
Oh man, could you imagine Willem Dafoe doing Waluigi? I don't know why I brought it up to you before.
Such a self-indulgent. The Thing I Love. What if The Thing I Love was done by The Thing I Like?
I want Willem Dafoe to do his Green Goblin voice as he's playing Waluigi for some reason. Mario, are you in or are you out, Mario?
It's about two people are going to be like, yeah, Willem Dafoe, woo. Finally, finishing the show, we have Krishnan. We have Krishnan, Guru Murphy, and Lauren. They're dancing a Charleston to Money Money from Cabaret.
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
And obviously, we're like, oh, Adam and Luba are finishing the show, right? It's got to, they usually put a very strong performer at the end to, send off the night and that's the lasting image. That's the last thing you see as the show not as the show goes off the air, but it's the last proper dance. And so we're like, okay, Krishnan, all right, we're doing it, woo, we're doing it. All right, come on, Christian, we got this. And admittedly, the Charleston is definitely it's the right dance for Krishnan. It's slow enough, and the song choice and the character that they decided to use with the song definitely helped him, it helped him fully feel the part, right? But at other times he'd struggle, has never really felt like he's fully there. But as said, this time it felt like Krishnan had everything going right. It felt like everything went perfect for him. He showed a renewed sense of confidence. I essentially went, this is probably Krishnan's peak. And he's not the most talented dancer, but shows a lot in the way of determination and just willpower. Also, so you need to frame him up again, mate.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
But fundamentally, he, this was obviously his best dance yet. It was very good. A lot of the rougher parts of him were kind of put to bed. It's because he was so invested in the character that he wasn't falling to a lot of his natural tendencies to kind of fucking be like, don't leave me, Lauren, don't leave me, please, tell me what to do. So what did you reckon of Krishnan finishing the show?
He shouldn't have gone last. He shouldn't have, in my opinion. He should have been the Super Marios, the Super Mario Brothers, going on last. Mario and Luigi, or is it Luigi Mario or something like that?
It's Luigi Mario.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Krishnan shouldn't have went last. He if he went in the middle, he would have been fine. But putting him on last, it's like me. It's like you going, yeah, Piggy, I can't make it today to do the classic and modern podcast. Can you record it? I'd be like, what? You want me to record the classic and modern podcast on my own, by myself? I'm going to absolutely shit the bed. So I just think he would be like that, like me in that situation, where he needs his support, but he can't go on last. Because ultimately, you put him on last, you are kind of making him the final image that you see for dancing, at least. And, it's just... No.
I will say, I do think he managed to step up to it, though. I do think he rose to the occasion. I thought it was quite, he earned that spot with the performance. But yeah, it was still a weird move to make him finish last.
Maybe it's because they want him to stay on, so they want you to. So when you remember, when you go to the phone, you instantly remember the last one.
I've kind of viewed it as it's probably his last big dance. I don't think he's gone. He's not gone yet because he did good this week. But give it a week or two. Get Nikita Kanda's obviously gone. It's either Nikita or Jodie are gone this week. And then, then it starts to go, it's probably going to be Krishnan, isn't it?
Again, I don't know. Again, shouldn't have gone last. Maybe they want to keep him. Maybe they don't. Maybe they want to get rid of him. Maybe the BBC are eyeing him up by contract so he can sign with them.
I mean,
I
could have imagined them. I couldn't. Basically, the only other person I would have put to finish the night would have been Eddie, Eddie and Karen. But ultimately, I feel like people would probably have been like, "Fucking hell, lads, you really, really like this man. You really like this man. He's getting the fucking hero treatment, and he's finishing the show." But I gave it a 6 out of 10. And what did you give it, Piggy?
I give it a 5 out of 10, personally. Not his best, not his worst. He hasn't given me that. Just to use a reference again to quote Slater, he hasn't given me that match to make me go, I understand you. You stand out to me. Like he still hasn't given me that dance.
He
Where
hasn't.
you
Yeah,
go,
he hasn't
yeah,
given that strong performance that's made you go, "You deserve to be here." And in
yeah.
a competition where a lot of people are finally stepping up and finally doing that one dance that like cements them as a very strong talent, this was his dance. This was like nobody can take this dance away from him. This is what he'll probably be remembered for. Ultimately, I think he's gone fairly soon. I think this is his
Hmm.
peak, unfortunately. It was the right. It fell perfectly into line. It had the right character for him to kind of get out of his head and just believe in what he was doing. So ultimately, it deserved its ending, the show spot. But do I think we'll be seeing performances like this from him each week? No. But there we are. That's all of our rankings from strictly from the week 3 of the dances, week 4 of Strictly Come Dancing, and week 4 of Strictly Speaking. Did you enjoy the show? Did you have fun with this? Did you like my unhinged rant about Will Smith and Jada? And yeah, what did you think of all this? A slightly longer show this time as well, as we do like to go on a little bit somehow. As I get a bit wanky with it, and Piggy just goes, "Yeah, 4 out of 10." It's got the
Yeah, I'm
charm.
not.
We've got our own little charm.
It's just like it's fucking like yeah, Piggy. What did you think of this? I think the way he swivels his hips, the way he raises his arms, the way he says "I love you, babe," the way like he turns his torso really is elegant to me. What do you think, Piggy? You had a nice ass. Four out of
Yeah,
10.
it's I'm the romantic here. Like, oh, this was and when you piece it all together, it creates a fantastic masterpiece, a wonderful fucking beauty of a performance, and just yeah, yeah,
It's
so.
like when I it's like basically when I go, Ash, you need to watch this match. It's the greatest wrestling match you'll ever see. And Ash was like, it was all right, 5 out of 10. Don't know what you see in it, but whatever floats your boat.
But yeah,
It's basically that.
it's definitely. I was worried that I was a bit tired in watching it this week. It's a long show. It's been a long week. Been busy. Like, sometimes it's a lot harder to fully get invested and enjoy. But I hope that a lot of my tiredness didn't detract from a lot of the energy that I tried to bring and a lot of the fucking enthusiasm that I always like to bring to the Strictly shows. But there we are. We don't really do anything else in these post shows, so we can simply say thank you for watching Strictly Speaking. Once again, the podcast that you voted for and the Sunday show that you also voted for. So we will continue to do that. And we'll continue to do Strictly as long as it takes us till the series finishes. And then we'll go from there and see what the fuck else we do. I'm currently
Love
eyeing up
Island.
I'm a Celebrity, which is, a bit of a wild one. Not sure if we'd cover it, but I'm just eyeing it up, just laying out there, floating the idea.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Um,
Fair enough.
but yeah, Piggy, where can people find us?
Hey, do you know what you can strictly find us? Aha. See, I am smart. I'm not really. And you can strictly find us on Twitter/X and Instagram and Twitch at Watching Walford. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. We're on the road to 300. I hope I'm not holding up a 4, but we're on the road to 300. We're at 200. Now we're on the road to 3. So yeah, again, follow, subscribe to us on YouTube. Comment, go. Piggy, you're a waffler. Ash, you have a nice mustache. Ash, like Ash, will you have kids with me? Like all the normal stuff that people type. Um, leave your Hollyoaks comments, leave your Coronation Street comments, leave your Emmerdale comments, and Ash, continue uploading videos. So my dad turns around to me and goes, "You guys are just pumping out more videos than rabbits." I didn't know you do Coronation Street now. And yeah, continue doing that. And because my dad's a subscriber, doesn't watch the videos, but he's subscribed.
Yeah,
He doesn't have
I
to.
wouldn't tell him to personally. maybe don't.
Might
Put
ruin
it
the
put it
image.
on in the background. Mute it. Don't even have it as a tab open in the browser, it's just in the background.
Exactly. So if you want us to do any content that you like, if you want us to do Jaden Smith's standout performance in Karate Kid 2010, we will gladly do it. We will put a note down and we will review it. Because we are a channel that is open to all ideas. Our pussy is huge and you're allowed to come in it. So again, thank you for watching. And just remember, you can all fit inside our pussy.
I'm not really sure how. That's not really the way I'm fucking finishing. Strictly, just let that comment just linger like a bad smell. Just God. You know, I don't want to leave people with a bad taste in their mouths. But yeah, this has been another episode of Strictly. Movie night is one of the finest Strictly nights of the year. You get to see. Well, it's a really fun way to get people to do like interestingly themed dances. Yeah, you got to see a lot of the emotions on display. A lot more people who dance a lot more very like strict, like just very, like physically it's a very interesting performance. But got to see a lot more story, got to see a lot more like development with all these characters and actors rather. So now, celebrities. And yeah, it's we are progressing forward. It's going in the right direction. A lot of the people who we thought were gonna just be very shit, well, some of them are still quite shit. Nikita, and and Jodie, but a lot of the people who were seemingly very mid have actually leveled up their performance, which obviously makes for a much more interesting competition. But there we are. I've been Ash from Watching Wolford, and I've been joined by Piggy.
Yeah, watch up, you fuckers.
So, yeah, there we are. That's how we're ending it. Yeah, there we are. Tell us what you thought about it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.